Warning: viewer discretion is advised when watching these videos. A lot of the content may not be suitable for young children. I advise coming here on the channel with logic and sound reasoning in order to be able to retain most of the information that comes off of these videos. Thank you for your time. Now let's begin.
Do you want to hear it from another liar? Do you want to hear it from another hypocrite? Who will you trust? Who will you trust? Overlook that these pretenders got my spot, but I'm still holding it down for the man that rip real hard. I am still the extraordinary, revolutionary. I am Grim Reaper, I write the obituary for all these false prophets and these false idols. Do anything for profit, you and I'm a rival. I will never be your disciple. Find my logic in the dark places in Bible. When they get found out, they must be blown out. Trying to act like they really know what they talking about. Nothing but lies that be coming out their mouth. Cause they stay up on the ground, they say anything for clout. Do you wanna hear it from another liar? Do you wanna hear it from another hypocrite? Who will you trust? Who will you trust? Do you wanna hear it from another coward? Do you wanna hear it from another hypocrite? They won't save us. Who will you trust? I re-emerge from the dark. I am just not here to play a simple part. I re-inject some life into the open minds and open hearts. Filter out the noise that has us hypnotized. Dig through the idiocy that's normalized. Wake up the mentally paralyzed. Give me my right to believe my own eyes. Do you wanna hear it from another liar? Do you wanna hear it from another hypocrite? Who will you trust? Who will you trust? Do you wanna hear it from another coward? Do you wanna hear it from another hypocrite? They won't save us. Who will you trust? Search deep in your mind, and you will find that's where the truth lies. We are raw gods inside. Real recognize, real trust in the I and I. Yeah, all these clowns on the gram, stay trying to flex, trying to show up for the fam. Trust me, yo, they ain't really your mans. Nah, you are not my mans. Do you wanna hear it from another liar? Do you wanna hear it from another hypocrite? Who will you trust? Who will you trust? Do you wanna hear it from another liar? Do you wanna hear it from another hypocrite? Who will you trust? Who will you trust? Do you wanna hear it from another coward? Do you wanna hear it from another hypocrite? They won't save us. Who will you trust? Some life into the open minds and open hearts. Filter out the noise that has us hypnotized. Dig through the idiocy that's normalized. Wake up the mentally paralyzed. Give me my right to believe my own eyes. Do you wanna hear it from another liar? Do you wanna hear it from another hypocrite? Who will you trust? Who will you trust? Do you wanna hear it from another coward? Do you wanna hear it from another hypocrite? They won't save us. Who will you trust?
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Sirius at Sirius Inner Temple Spiritual Network. We're back at it with another video. I told you guys this video was coming. I know I'm a little late with it, but hey, I figured I might as well fix the video for you guys because the audio was pretty messed up. I apologize for that. Sometimes when you buy new equipment, it doesn't always work out as planned. Alright, so we got another video today. And what are we talking about here today? Well, I think it's a little bit obvious. We're talking about the Draconian reptilian species. And we're talking about different aspects about them. And we're talking about part 2 today. Because originally I made a part 1. Some people may not know that. You can look on the video section and find it for yourselves on there. It's part 1, the original part 1. There is a part 2, and this is part 2 coming out today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. Hope you guys are doing everything you want to do, and I hope you guys are taking in some of that good sun. Hope you guys have been meditating, and I hope you guys are doing your thing. Alright, so we're going to be talking about this species today, and different aspects and different things that's going on in our world involving these creatures. So this is Reptilians part 2. Draco Reptilians part 2. The true Nosfaratu in death. These beings, I mean, I've told you guys once before that I've dealt with them before, and I truly do mean that. This is no laughing matter. They're even hard to look at because they're so intimidating physically. They're hard to look at times. You know, these particular creatures, you know, they hunt little children and stuff like this in their dreams and stuff like this, because archons, especially reptilians, they're partially psychic in a way, and they can input images from their mind into a child's mind or into a human person's mind on the 3rd dimensional plane. They may be trying to interface with you in the 4th dimensional plane if you can see them, but if you can't, they can still send an image, a mental image, into your mind while you're sleeping, causing you nightmares. They feed off of that fear-based energy. They feed off of it to strengthen themselves. They have a very advanced sense of smell. These guys can smell. Listen, these guys can sense they can smell your scent very well. In fact, I would argue, if you cut yourself, listen, I'm telling you, they can smell your blood. They can smell your blood. Okay? And when there's any like blood-like contact with them, especially when they taste blood, they go into a frenzy, like a lot like a shark. You know? Their eyes start to, you know, light up a bit. You know, they get real, you know. They start acting like they're on drugs. Blood is like crack cocaine to these psychos, man. Okay, they can't when they're drinking blood, they can't stop themselves. They're on, you know, like on like they're on like an I don't know, you call it like a blood drinking spree where they're like crack addicts. I swear, they need blood every few hours. And this is why you're seeing all these milk cartons. You're seeing all these children's faces missing. You see all these little children on these milk cartons missing. You see, you know, on the news, there's more and more kids missing. These particular creatures right here are behind all of your most of your human trafficking. Well, that's the you know, your human trafficking, your children being missing in all this, your pedophilia rings, your Pizzagate, and stuff like this. These are the beings that's behind all that. Okay, all right. Not all reptilians, raping and fornicating and blood sacrificing children. Not all of them like to do this, but the majority of your Psi, your Zeta, and your Kappa, you know, a lot of those like to. They very much do enjoy this evil practice of sacrificing children, eating children, and molesting children and harming them. I mean, what do you think they do in the Vatican? Remember that movie that came out a few years back called Twilight? With those vampire people and all this other stuff. These real pale skin looking vampires. And, you know, they went to a place called Italy in the Vatican. And you saw that there was 3 pale men sitting in chairs and they all had red eyes. Those are Draconian reptilians. And they try to show you in the movie that they eat people in the Vatican. It happens literally every single day. But nobody's talking about this because the mainstream media and all these other people, they have no use for telling you people the truth of what's really going on in our world out here. So, you know, I mean, this is some of the crazy stuff that's going on out here. You know what I'm saying?
You know, a lot of these guys, they, you know, people just assume that these particular beings can be taken down with the type of weapons and the type of weapons that our military has to offer. Guns, 9mm, you know, your AK-47, your rocket launchers, your C4, your grenades, your grenade launchers, your flamethrowers. None of this stuff can work on them because they're fourth dimensional entities. Let me teach you something. Anything that comes from a higher dimension into a lower dimension, that higher dimensional thing, whatever it is, has a greater dominance and dominion over the lower realm. Meaning all third dimensional weapons, no matter what they are for the most part, will not work on these beings. They have a skin type. You see, these Draconians have a skin type to where a lot of these bullets and stuff like that's just going to worm right back out of their bodies, and their body's going to just heal and repair itself. Okay, a lot of these bullets and stuff, you're just wasting ammunition, you know, and you know, all you're doing is pissing it off even further. You use a chainsaw on him, it's going to cut him up, yeah, but his body's just going to put itself right back together because it's a third dimensional weapon. It has no jurisdiction in destroying him or her because they come from a higher dimensional plane of existence. Like I keep trying to tell y'all, the fourth dimension is more real and more potent and more powerful than the third dimensional plane of existence that we're living in right now. Why do you think it is that the third dimensional plane eventually is going to get sucked into the fourth? Why, and then, we're going to see all these things out here. Why do you think that a lot of that has been said for many years now? It's because the fourth dimensional plane is more real and it's more dominant than this third dimensional matter world that we're living in right now. Does that make sense? I truly hope that makes sense. So you must understand. See, these beings, they're ancient beings because the Anunnaki, the Anunnaki people, the carbon dated people, the higher ones from the higher realms created them, and they were originally created with carbon. A lot of them were like dark brown and like black. You know, they had a lot of carbon to them. They had an immortal structure to their genetic. A lot of them fell off by doing a lot of bad stuff that they weren't supposed to do. So their Anunnaki masters punished them and shunned them and removed that immortal genetic to their bodies. And they started falling off ever since. Watch part 1 to revise on what was said about their history. You see, they, not only do they have a crazy keen sense of smell, but if they taste your blood, you know, they go into this mode to where they become like a tracker.
and they're trying to track you down, and they will track you down for miles and miles and miles and miles just to kill you. It almost becomes like a sick, twisted obsession with them, where they want to kill you. Okay, this is the original Dracula. This thing is the original vampire. You got movies like Underworld and all kinds of other movies like Dracula and all these other vampire movies that's out here. You know, and they're trying to tell you guys that these things really do exist. They just exist outside your scope of vision. They exist past your five senses. You need your sixth sense to be able to see them. Now that I think about it, they also, because they eat these children. You see, babies release a lot more dopamine and all these other chemical compounds. They release this stuff at least 20 to 50 times more than the average adult person, because they release all this crazy chemical compounds when they're afraid. Remember, these things like to feed off of fear type energy, of fear in your blood and stuff like this. A baby's fear is going to be, it's going to be like 50 to 40 times greater than any adult, and that fear is going to be so, it's going to make the blood that much more nourishing for these beings, because these beings feed off of that fear in the blood. This is why they like to torture their victims before eating them. They want enough fear to be in the blood, so that way when they consume the body, they consume that fear energy also to keep themselves strong and to keep themselves alive. So a baby is almost seen as a delicacy in a way. And this is why there's so much, like I said before, there's a lot of this human trafficking going on. They're torturing these victims, people. Okay, and these are ones that have been cloned. The ones that not, you have the ones that have been cursed, and they lost their genetic code, But then you have the ones that have been cloned, the truly, truly unnatural ones. They're into pedophilia and raping children, and all kinds of sick, twisted shit that should not be happening down here on the planet, and they do it anyways. And they're locking people up. They're eating people's brains. They're doing all kinds of genetic experimentations, and they're trying to survive, desperately trying to survive, trying to figure out a way how to use our carbon dated genetic to make themselves immortal again, and it's not working for them, and they're dying off in this time frame now. That a lot of them are connecting their bodies to machines. So now you have Draconian reptilians walking around that are like 50%, or like they have like a robotic arm, because they lost their arm in war or combat or whatever the case is. So now you have some of them that are like, they have a certain percentage of their body that's mechanical, and some of them are mechanical internally also. And you have some that are like 50% Draconian reptilian and 50% mechanical. So you have the cyborg Draconian reptilians now. You have some of them that are like cyborgs now. I'm so serious. And you have some of them that are like ninjas also. You have Draconian reptilians that move and dress like ninjas, fight with shurikens and fight with swords, and they move just like ninjas. Yes, they do. Because we taught them that. Okay, we have a long history of dealing with these beings because we created them, when we taught them a lot of the things that we know. Okay? Alright? Watch number 1 to understand why that happened. And a lot of these beings are scientists also. That's how they were able to splice the orc genetic and make them into what they are now. After what Enki did with the creation, they finished it off by putting 2% of our carbon genetic within them. They could only add 2% because any more than that, the carbon concentration would be too strong and it would kill their all the cells in their bodies, and it would destroy their bodies. So they could only use 2%. And this is what gives the orcs, the spliced orcs on our planet, the pale skin that they have, and the human-looking shape that they have to them. That's what gives them that. The Draconians did that. They were responsible for that. And yes, Caucasians and all these other beings, for the most part, they are the puppet masters behind them. They're the ones that are making them drive us crazy down here on the planet. Okay, they're the ones that are truly behind all that madness. Okay, because they want to drive us crazy down here with these orcs, and these are the guys that are behind you. A lot of them be inside orc people's bodies. They be inside these orcs' bodies, and they be acting like they're them when they're really not. I've seen it myself. Like I've said, I've dealt with these beings before. Dealing with them is not nothing new for me. Okay, and they be trying to act like they're the person when they're really not, and stuff like that. And if you're not spiritually aware, you're never gonna know that this person's actually possessed by a goddamn demon or something like that. You're never gonna know. I mean, the only way you're gonna know if you're not spiritually aware is if parts of this being start coming out physically on the characteristics of the body that they're hosting. So basically, the host, which is the person, if their physiology, like their physicality starts to change, or their eyes start to look different, or if like you see their skin is starting to change up, or you start seeing like maybe their facial structure starts to change up and stuff like that, or there seems to be something wrong with them mentally and stuff like this, or you see like their hand is like changing shape and stuff like this. These can be indicators that this person has been Archon possessed, and they're just a meat suit for this being to wear in this realm. See, they know they can't come here, so they've used these orcs as a potential meat suit to be able to put on, so that way they can come down here and attack innocent people and kill them, and harness their energy and their life force and kill them off and eat them. And because they know they can't just run around doing this in broad daylight or even at nighttime, they structured the government in such a way to where there's agents walking around everywhere, and they're kidnapping children left and right, and it allows them to be able to consume and eat people without being noticed by the masses. And this is why it is imperative that you learn about these beings as soon as possible. Because yes, the Pleiadians do have an upper hand on them because they're psychic. They're far more psychic. But the thing is this: the Pleiadians are very weary of Draconian reptilians because Draconian reptilians have been around longer. They know more. They're more intelligent. They know more. They just simply know more because they've been around longer. And dealing with a being that you may have an upper hand on, psychically, but the being is potentially smarter than you, that leaves room to know that if you take them lightly and you just assume because you have the upper hand that there's nothing to worry about, the Draconian reptilian has proven to be the underdog in certain fights and has come out on top. Okay, a lot of them are good at spell casting and good at doing dark magic and spells and stuff like this, and trying to screw your mind up and stuff like this. They're good at that. Okay, where they lack one place, they try to strengthen that particular thing that they lack. Okay, all right. Yes. Fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional and higher dimensional weapons can hurt them and even kill them. Yes, but they do have a slight healing factor to them, to where if they're left alive long enough, they can heal. But some Draconians have higher healing factors than others. This is why some of them have mechanical parts, like I said, and some of them can roar so loud that if others are in they're far away, but they're in a nearby area. They can actually hear the roar from a very far distance, and they can show up to try to defend the one that's being attacked. They're very tactical in that way, and they respect hierarchy and structure. They respect structure, order, and hierarchy amongst them. But even though they respect hierarchy, it doesn't stop them from killing each other every single day. Yes, they very much do. They're very, very violent, and they very much do kill each other every single day. They can't help it. Their mind is just too one-dimensional in many ways. They're very cold-blooded, scaly, evil bastards. They're very cold-blooded in many ways. They have damn near almost no emotion whatsoever. All they really feel is anger and rage, or a sick sexual satisfaction while drinking blood. Okay, all right. Making deals with them is one of the stupidest things you can do, because in their mind, if you make a deal with them, they don't have to commit to the deal if they don't want to, but you do. They look at it like the agreement was made on your behalf. So now that the agreement was made, it is your obligation to fulfill it. And if you don't fulfill it, they'll kill you. Yeah. How you think that all these people, like your movie stars and your actors and all these other people, and these musicians and all this other stuff, why do you think they always get screwed over in the end? It's because they're trying to dam up your soul. They're trying to take your soul from you. They want to devour that too, even though they can't. But they want to devour portions of it. They want to live off of you like a parasite, because that's what they really are at the end of the day. Do you understand what I'm saying? They have, you could be screaming and being tortured and stuff like this. They don't care. They don't care at all. That's just a normal day to them. Furthermore, they also have devices that they carry on their bodies as well. And these devices, I don't know if these devices come with them, if they're built into them, if they put it in their bodies, or if they carry it with them. But I do know that they have these devices that if you're vibrating at a very low vibration and they're right in front of you, like if they're in the dimensional plane with you and you're vibrating really low, then you're in your physical body, they're here in the third dimensional plane with you. They have these devices that they can instantaneously try to take over your body. I don't know how they do this, but yeah, they have these devices where they can actually try to take over your body instantaneously. And I know a lot of things, and I know of people that have had their bodies snatched, and I know of people that have actually fought them so hard that they literally pushed them out of their body, and they can no longer try to take over that body anymore. Once they fail trying to take over a body, they can never take over that body again. Once they fail at it, they can never do it again. So, because they literally got locked out, to this very day, these beings are in your police stations. A lot of these police officers are not even who you think they are. A lot of these guys are clones. A lot of them were created in laboratories. A lot of these people are just clones from the original person that they were supposed to come from. A lot of them are just meat suits for Draconian reptilians to enter into their bodies and cause havoc and destruction all over the place. Like, a lot of your FBI agents have been taken over. I'm telling you, man. And then the thing is this is because a lot. You see that movie Jupiter Ascending. You saw Draconian reptilians listening to that guy that looked like an orc. That guy is supposed to be a Pleiadian. Some of these Pleiadians have Draconian reptilians working for them. They do. But not all the Draconian reptilians want to work under them. And they're actually fighting in the fourth dimension right now. They're fighting amongst each other right now. And see, the Draconians, what they want to do is take those spaceships from the Pleiades and get off the planet right now. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. Because a lot of them are stuck down here because a lot of their spaceships got destroyed in fighting in the fourth dimension. So they're trying to get enough technology as they possibly can to fix up their spaceships to get out of here. Because when this energy hits, they're going to get destroyed. They're going to get destroyed, and they know it. Okay, their bodies are falling apart right now. This is why there's something called adrenochrome, something that we release to the back of our head near the pineal gland, and they try to drain this out of your bodies so that way they can live forever. These people want to live forever. Okay, these draconian bastards, they want to live forever, and they be drinking adrenochrome out of people's bodies. Okay, all right, yes. Okay, and this stuff helps to revitalize them. It helps keep them young and powerful and virile. It helps keep them strong. It helps keep their healing factor up to date. It helps keep their genetic intact. They're trying to find a way to survive people, and they're using carbonated people's genetic. They're using our bodies. They're using your adrenochrome. They're using orcs' bodies. They're trying to use their brain matter. They're trying to use their genetic. They're doing everything they possibly can to find a way to re-establish their genetic as being immortal. Okay, so you can clearly see why in these movies like Blade and stuff like that, they're talking about them being immortal, stuff like that, because they truly were immortal. You still have Draconians to this day that are immortal, but the ones that we're talking about that have fallen, like your Psi, your Zeta, and your Kappa, Reptilians and Draconians, they've lived for thousands of years, yes, but they're not truly immortal anymore. And they know that their time is catching up to them, or they're going to be destroyed. And they're trying to find a way to establish their immortality. And it's not going to work for them. They're going to end up dying off. So now they're in a state of fear right now. And they want to ask for, some type of forgiveness and stuff like this. But at the same time, because they're so narcissistic, and they're so fucking power hungry, they're not gonna let go of whatever stranglehold they have over the planet. They're not gonna let it go, so they're gonna go down fighting. Okay, a lot of these beings also, like, you see this music that people be listening to out here. A lot of this music, when you listen to the words of the music, the way they put spells on this music is that when the words are connected to the song, you're listening to it, and you're vibrating with the music, and you're dancing with the music, they're able to open up their mouths and literally suck your organ energy from you. They're able to suck your life force energy from you while you're listening to music. All the music is that your Kanye West, your Cardi B, your Lil Waynes, and all of them. When they be singing up there, and your Eminem and all these other people, your 50 Cent, when they be singing and rapping to this music that's out here, the way that they put the spells on the music is through the words. When they're singing and rapping and all this other stuff, when you guys start vibrating to the music, it puts a spell on y'all, a temporary spell on y'all, where these beings or these archons are allowed to suck y'all energy from you. Okay? And some of this music ends up opening up wormholes and portals to where these things can show up in your room and stuff like this. Not all the time it happens, but it can happen. It happens rarely, but it does happen. Because the thing is vibrating at a certain frequency, and you're listening to a certain frequency that's drawing him in. And then he's just there trying to absorb your energy. I'm so serious, man. They don't just drink blood, they also eat energy as well. Alright? And they're partially psychic. This is why people be having nightmares, and these things be sending images from their mind into your mind. They be sending you psychic images from their mind into your mind. And and they be trying to give you guys nightmares, and they be trying to siphon your energy off of you while you're asleep through the fourth dimension. While you're feeling all that fear, they're trying to siphon that energy off of you. They be licking they're licking their lips and all this other stuff, looking at you, but they want to eat. They want to bite your fucking face off and drink all your blood and stuff like this. Yeah, I'm so serious, man. Yeah. And some of these guys have wings, some of them don't. There's many different types among them, man. Some are really hideous, man. This is just some information on Draconian reptilians. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's your boy Sirius in the Temple, and I'm signing out. And you guys let me know what you thought of the video. I'm signing out. It's your boy Sirius out.